Hey guys, it is Lychee. I got back from Korea maybe like a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, but I couldn't film this because I also did a trip to Houston. But basically, I went to the spa land in Busan. I don't know if it was the biggest, but it was definitely a ginormously large luxury jjimjilbang, basically Korean spa slash sauna. And they had like, I think maybe 13 or 17 different like rooms in addition to the regular, I don't know, lounge areas. So basically I spent like a full day at the spa. I think it was something like with the entry fee, which is like maybe 20,000 or 25,000 won, you could go in for like 4 hours or something like that. I think I left after like 3 hours, but I definitely tried to go to every single like area and explore. So basically I had written down on my phone, because I was bringing it around with me, like my thoughts on every single different area that I went to in the spa. So basically just wanted to do a video talking about what my experience was and what my favorites and least favorite rooms were, because some of them were kind of weird. I think maybe we'll do like a tier list. So I'll rate everything like from S is the best, and then A, B, C, D, and then F, I guess. Like that's just the grade system, plus S being like very amazing. So yeah. Okay, number one, the hot spring bath. So this is pretty much like the gender separated baths where you just have to be like fully naked. They have like a really large room, at least on the girls' side, and it's attached just to the women's locker room. So you basically go in, and then there's like all these like side areas where they have like a removable or just like a hand shower head that you can, it's still attached to like a tube obviously, but you can move it around very easily, and a bunch of stools and like a basin, and you can like wash your hair, shampoo your hair. They have like soap, they have those scrubby towel thingies. So there's a lot of those, and then probably like 2 or 3 cold plunge areas, and then like a very, very hot bath, which is like maybe 200 something Celsius, and then a couple of ones that are like 150 Celsius. I'm just kind of making up the temperatures, but basically some of them have like naturally occurring salt, some of them have something else in it. Basically this is like the main area you think of, I think, when you go to like a spa. This one, S tier. This is like the real Korean sauna spa experience that you are looking for, is just in this room, and it did not disappoint. It was a really good time. This one gotta be S tier. Next, the outdoor foot bath. So this area was like very aesthetic. I remember like they were playing like light pop music. It was a nice day outside. They had these like hammocks that you could sit in and dangle your feet in the water. There was like a bunch of little areas where they put in different like scents, I guess, also in the foot baths. This was really fun. This was like an outdoor area outside of the locker rooms, and outside it was actually just like completely outdoors, obviously. So anyone could be in there, and I think this is like a place where a lot of like young kids were messing around and playing, and then like their parents were there. So I think this is basically like a very fun, lighthearted, family-friendly space. A tier, honestly, nothing bad to say about it. I think the only thing is maybe just that it's like a little bit crowded. It is a lot bigger than most of the other rooms that I'm going to talk about, but it's very popular, so it was still kind of crowded. So A tier for this. Ice room is next. I will give A tier because my complaint is just that it wasn't even that cold. Like maybe it's cold by like an Asian grandma standards or something, but like to me it just wasn't that cold. I think it was 11 degrees Celsius or something like that. But I really like this room. I think the one thing was that the air felt extremely clean, maybe because it was so cold, but like breathing in the air just felt so good in my lungs. I went in the first time and I was so obsessed, and then I went to check out the other rooms, and then when I was walking back I went in a second time. But on the second time that I went in, one of the old ladies in the room was like hacking up her entire lungs, and it was just really awkward, so I just didn't feel safe breathing in deeply again. So that was the only downside, as the other person. But that's not the ice room's fault, I would say. So, you know, it's an A tier. All right, next, the yellow ochre room. This one was also pretty popular. I saw a lot of people in this one. It wasn't abandoned like some of the other rooms. It also said on the sign outside that the clay is supposed to be good for your mental health, which I didn't feel different than when I was in some of the other rooms, honestly. So I can't say anything about that claim. It was just like slightly too hot for me, to the point where I was like extremely lightly sweating, but I wasn't like full on sweating when you're supposed to be sweating and like feeling the toxins come out of you or something. So I didn't really like this one. I will give it a D tier just because I think I would skip it. But it wasn't like a painful experience to the point that I would put it in an F tier. Okay, next, the Roman room. This was basically a steam room. I liked it. It was not as hot or steamy as like a typical steam room like in a gym in America or something like that. Like I used to go to the Equinox steam room a lot, so it wasn't really like that. I would say that the nice thing about the steam room was that the tiles and fountain and stuff was just like really pretty. Like it was just one of the prettiest rooms for no good reason. Yeah, I would give this a solid B. Okay, the Sev room. Bro, I don't know what to say about this. I went in for like 1 minute. I felt completely normal. It was just weird. The sign gave like barely any information. It was just like, this is the innovative Sev room. And I was just like, okay, I mean, I'm going into every room. So I go in and nothing happens and I leave. So F tier, nothing happened. Okay, the pyramid room. F tier, guys. This is just, it was not good. So basically, I think they called it the pyramid room because the whole thing is on some kind of like angle, and the ceiling is also like awkwardly angled, so you can't really like sit up in the room or something like that. I didn't even really go in. I just opened the door and poked my head and I was like, that is enough. It was heated in there, but like on the sign on the door, basically their main claim of the pyramid room was that the vibe is mysterious. So, you know, I guess like if you were looking for a mysterious vibe in the spa, like this would be an A tier or S tier, but I wasn't, so F tier. Next, the Wave Dream room, D tier. It wasn't as offensive to me on a personal level as maybe the pyramid room was, but nothing again was happening in this room. Literally, there was like one of those little LED like galaxy projectors, and it was like projecting something, and they were playing like wave sounds, and the whole room was like, I think blue tiles or something like that to like feel like you're in the ocean or something. I don't know what I expected. Maybe I expected it to be like more wet or something, but honestly, when I looked in there, it was just like a bunch of teens on their phones. So yeah, maybe it's just like a chill place to hang out, and that's like the main utility. So yeah, that's the Wave Dream room. Next, the Hamen. This honestly felt like a normal room to me. B tier, actually. All right, the Fomentino room. This one was also covered in like clay bricks. It honestly felt very similar to the yellow ochre room to me in terms of the temperature and like the materials and vibes and stuff. It was like kind of like yellow ochre, but like a touch more intense. They had a whole like oven that was covered in bricks and the walls and everything. The sign outside also said it was a good idea to alternate between this one and the ice room, I think for like the hot cool effect and stuff. Like I said, I love the ice room, but when I was in like the original like women's only spa, I already did like some of the ice plunges and stuff, so I just didn't really feel the need to go between those. And like I said, the ice room like was just not that cold. Anyways, I would rate this better than the yellow ochre room just because I feel like you get more intense of an effect. So I think B tier. All right, next is the body sound room. I was scared going into this because the name just did not sound particularly appealing. It sounded kind of nasty, honestly. But it was actually pretty chill. I took a nap there. They have these like, I don't know, hard pillows that are just made out of like plastic. It sounds really terrible, but they were actually somewhat comfortable. And for me, I also like lying on the floor on like hard surfaces and stuff, so maybe that's why. But lying on the floor there and using their pillow, I took like a pretty solid like 5-minute chill not really like falling asleep nap, but I was just resting there for a while, and it was good. It's a little bit warmer than the outside, but it's pretty quiet, and I think that this would be a good place to nap, especially if there's not like a lot of other people in the room that are, you know, deep breathing or anything like that. Like, this is pretty chill room. Also a B tier. Okay, next is the hardwood charcoal room. This one, for some reason, it was so busy. Like, there was so many people in there. It was like packed. It was the place to be. One thing in particular, there was also a lot of like families in there. I don't really know why. There was kind of like a bubbling noise. I don't really know what that was from, but if that's like your vibe, maybe you will like that room. I feel like I honestly could have fallen asleep in there, but it was just like too crowded, because every time like people open the door and walk in and out, it's just kind of like disruptive. But if there was less people, I think I could have rated this higher, but as it is, probably like a C tier room for me. And then the Bali room is next. So the Bali room was just a normal room with like literally the normal sofas and like lounge chairs, except they maybe draped some extra curtains and stuff. D tier, I guess. Like, it's slightly better than sitting outside or somewhere else. I don't really know about this one. I think they just wanted to add an extra room, and they were like, just make this one look nicer. And the last room that I remember visiting was the salt room. I think I have been to other salt rooms and other spas, and I do like the salt rooms, especially the pink salt. I think the light is nice. I feel like the energy is good for some reason. I don't know what it does, but it just like calms you down. I think that the other like salt rooms that I've been to before, they usually try to keep it like cooler than the outside temperature, but this salt room was like warmer than usual. Like, it was a warm salt room, which I think that's like a new experience for me a little bit. This salt room was very big, so I think this was probably one of the more popular rooms as well. And they had these like little cubbies where there was like a couple bricks of salt up on the ground on both sides, and you could like stick your head in and take a nap there. That's what I saw people doing, so I also did that. So I took a really, really good nap in that warm salt room. So as a result, I'm going to have to rate this S tier. I recommend it. So yeah, I think that is every room that should be in the Busan Spaland. Besides that, I think there's other stuff I could talk about. Like, they have this like ramen, make your own ramen bar on the very top floor, which is pretty cute and definitely worth checking out. There's like other random stuff. There's a game room. I saw like a Pilates studio, but you probably need to like pay extra for that. There's like massage chairs where you can, again, pay a little bit extra for the chair to massage you. Yeah, I would say if you are in Busan, definitely worth going. It's also attached to like a giant mall if you just want to like spend a day walking around there. Definitely a solid use of a day in Busan, I would say. So yeah, if you guys have other questions, leave it in the comments, leave a like on the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.